So here, again, we talk about nutrients. Okay, what are nutrients? What do we mean by nutrient limitation? Okay, so nutrients are chemical compounds essential in the creation of marine life that can limit biological productivity. That's the key. Okay, so they're chemical compounds, but if you don't have enough, the productivity is limited. And we have so-called macronutrients, which is nitrogen, phosphorus, and silicon, where you need a larger concentrations, larger amounts. Okay? And then we have a group called micronutrients, and there you only need a tiny amount. Okay? That's good. Micronutrient. Iron is the most important one. So you need just a tiny amount, but if there's not enough iron, again, there is a limitation in nutrients. And this one follows the law of the minimum from Justus von Liebig. And what it means is that from all the nutrients that you have, if one is limited, it can limit the entire productivity. Okay, so you need sufficient amounts of all nutrients. So the conversion of nutrients within the ocean can be expressed by internal cycles. Okay, and we'll be discussing a couple of these internal cycles now on the next slide. Let's see how it looks like. So this is what we call a cycle. Is a diagram that indicates the pathway on conversion of a property. And in this case, it's the phosphorus cycle. Okay, the phosphorus is one important nutrient. Okay, and you can see a little bit here what happens to the phosphorus. So main source of phosphorus in the oceans is continental runoff. It's the river runoff. Okay, so you have a dissolved phosphate, you have a conversion that comes through. You can see the photosynthesis part in this diagram. You have some reactions that include bacteria and detritus. Okay, you can also see some on continental shelves interactions with seafloor sediments. Okay, so now the key points, and you can read more about this in the textbook. Sorry, in the textbook. And what you learn is that phosphorus is recycled rapidly between the solution and organisms in the euphotic zone. Okay, so overall low concentrations in some ocean surface waters are still sufficiently high to support phytoplankton growth. So for the oceans, phosphorus is not the main problem. Okay, so my understanding is that terrestrial cycles are more limited by phosphorus. Okay, or the freshwater systems are more limited by phosphorus. Okay, so what is the main limitation in the ocean? Is nitrogen. Okay, this one is the nitrogen. Let me just have a little break and then we continue with this one, okay?